We're sending love to Nipsey Hussle from LA. And you guys, we got some secrets and behind the scenes of the NAACP Awards. All that and more on Black Hollywood Live's The Trend.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
The building, park, energy up. Come on, y'all. I need some park in the building. We need some park in the building. Everybody up. It's all cloudy. It's a little bit rainy in LA, but we are here today. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Black Hollywood Live's The Trend. I'm your host, Courtney Stewart, filling in again for Dario Kristen, who's running the streets of LA without us. We'll find him, y'all. We're going to play Where's Waldo and be like, where's Dario? Where's Dario? Because we don't know. But I do have the team in the building as usual. We got Miss Tanisha Laverne Grant back with us.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Giving a little us vibe.
I know. I didn't even think of that. True that. That's true. That kind of gave me a scary flash for a moment. All right, and obviously, the voice that you just heard is
What's
that
up?
of our favorite Jessie Janedy. How are you guys?
I mean, I'm tired.
Everybody's kind of vibing
exhausted.
on a
I'm exhausted.
chill life
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, it has been an interesting week.
Sure
I would
has.
definitely say. So, interesting week for us in our lives, and maybe for you guys out there too. But also a little bit interesting. Well, interesting and sad and kind of
Just crazy.
Stuff you just weren't expecting. It's the first week of April. We're like moving into spring. It got warm for a brief moment, and then some bulltish goes down.
Honestly, so like last Friday, I was downtown LA and I was going to an event and I'm standing outside valet and I bump into Nipsey Hussle.
No way!
And
Are you serious?
Yeah, and so he was heading back downtown, or further downtown, and I was with my homegirl, and we went into the club, and we were just like, oh, that's crazy. Haven't seen or heard of him doing anything in a minute. So 2 days later, we come to find out that he was shot outside of his clothing store. There's been all these rumors about if it was Illuminati involved, government involved, is it a gang war, was this, a lot of people couldn't believe, were kind of like a little thrown back saying that they don't think it was gang related because he was so loved here in LA.
Right.
And, if it was going to happen, it probably would have already happened. He didn't really have that much beef going on right now. Well, so that had been going around for a minute, my conspiracy theories, and then now they have randomly surfaced this guy, Eric Holder. Mm-hmm. He is on a $5 million bail hold right now. He has a court date May 10th. His attorney is Chris Darden of the O.J. Simpson case. And it's just like, it's getting a little smullety up in here. What is going on?
Something is a little smelly.
He has 1 count of murder, 2 counts attempted murder, 1 count of possession, and if he is convicted, he could get up to life. Right now, he is. They have him separated, solitary confinement, because they feel like if they were to put him in with everybody, he would be destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, this has been literally all week. Like, my timelines have been flooded.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell you another story.
No. Like, of what was going on. It was Nipsey, period. Like, from Monday or Sunday night or whenever, I think it was Sunday we got shot, or was it Monday? But since then, that's all it's been, and it hit hard.
Yes, another young black life chopped down, cut down, assassinated, murdered.
Yeah.
And for what?
That is the real question.
And for what?
That's the question. Because they keep floating this idea that there was some beef with this Eric person, and that's why Eric came out and shot. Because I don't know how accurate all this is in terms of Eric having just gotten out of jail,
right,
and literally going pretty much immediately to jail again because he wanted to squash his beef with. I don't know. It just seems real. I don't know. It seems real sideways, and I don't believe all the conspiracy theories. Generally, like, I don't know, but it does seem hella fishy, and like
especially the documentary that never got finished.
Yeah, about Dr. Sebi that he was talking about, and people are sort of. But then even when you see the video of the shooting, which I still have not watched because I don't want to, but I've seen the breakdown of how it happened, the way he like just walked up, he shoots them, then he walks away, and then he comes back apparently and shoots again and walks away again and then comes back again and is kicking their bodies because he was with 2 other guys. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? Like it
what
just
is happening?
Somebody that just got out of, like, I don't know. It didn't feel, it's not sitting right with me, so I'm wondering, interested in how this is all gonna unfold. But yeah.
I don't even know what to think anymore. You know, there are just so many catastrophes like this that happen in our country and, you know, cover-ups. You never know. I don't like to subscribe to the whole conspiracy, you know, theory behind this, but my God, it does make you wonder. Yeah. It does make you wonder. Like, I certainly have questions for someone like Nipsey, like you said, who was so beloved in Los Angeles and his community. If they were going to do it, they would have done it a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They would have done it a long time ago. Yeah. I mean, this government is known for doing some bloody, shady, and dirty things. So, you know, I just wouldn't be surprised at this point if it was orchestrated. I mean, it looked like a hit.
Yeah, it did. You know I mean, like, especially somebody fresh out of jail.
Random
like,
on a Sunday,
you know, like, I'm from the city now. Mind you, my parents coddled me and my siblings and all that great stuff. But, you know, I'm from Chester, Pennsylvania, a small town right outside of Philadelphia. And I went to high school with people who did this type of stuff. Yeah. You know, like, that looked like a hit. Yeah. Like a straight hit.
I don't know, guys, but condolences and love to especially Lauren and the children and all that. I heard that JayZ actually has set up a trust fund for the kids, $15 million to make sure that they're taken care of because he had signed with Roc Nation, I guess. I didn't know all those details, but the love, at least, as horrible as it is that it takes death to do that, the love that I feel that people are feeling for the city and what he meant to the city and all of that, like, I always will appreciate that love coming forward and lifting the family up
and the shock of inspiration that it gives to people too. So hopefully,
I mean, those young kids, you know, oh gosh.
So all our love from Black Hollywood Live, guys, and best wishes to the whole family, because I just can't even, I can't even imagine I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you stand up after that and keep moving forward. Like, it's rough.
Lauren?
But, but best wishes, guys. So moving on to, like, the next crazy storyness that was happening this week. So, of course, because we'll have, like, all these great political updates probably for the next, like, 8 to 10 months. And Joe Biden, who has been rumored to be he hasn't announced that he's running yet, but he's definitely one of the possible front runners on the Democratic side for the 2020 election. And this week, we started getting some accusations against old Joe. And basically, now there have been 7 women that have come forward and basically accused Joe Biden of inappropriate touching, kissing,
making them feel
uncomfortable, which they all of whom so far as I'm aware, have said that they aren't saying it's,
sexual harassment,
no kind of sexual assault or harassment, but it was uncomfortable and he needed to do something about it. Of course, other candidates that have thrown their hats in the ring, specifically like Kamala Harris, commented on the allegations, and she said, quote, "I believe them and I respect them being able to tell their story and having the courage to do it." They also talked to Elizabeth Warren and Beto O'Rourke, all of them basically saying almost the exact same statements that Kamala Harris said, and he needs to stand up, and if he's going to run, he's got to answer for these issues. And as of yesterday, Joe came out and he gave us a video message, and in his message, this is what he said. He said, quote, "I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this. Whether they're men, women, young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I've tried to show I care about them and listen. I hear what they're saying, I understand it, and I'll be much more mindful. That's my responsibility. That's my responsibility, and I will meet it." Now, the big debate has been, because Joe does this to everybody. He does it to men. There was a meme going around of how he's basically almost making out with Obama and a few other guys
Or when
in the
he's
Senate.
whispering behind Obama's
Whispering it, like, so there's all these, like, and it's kind of creepy when they put it like that, but that does seem to be a part of his personality. But the argument now is two-faced. One, how perfect do you have to actually be to be the Democratic nominee? And two, are we really taking Me Too way too far now? Because he is being attacked for things that some people are saying is just his personality. It's not meant in an inappropriate or sexual way. What y'all think?
This Me Too movement is such a slippery slope. Mm-hmm. It is such a slippery slope. I mean, you know, he's been in the public eye for how long?
Over 50 years, a public servant.
He decides to run for president, and now I don't get it.
Now
I don't
people
get it.
feel uncomfortable.
I don't get it. You know, should he be responsible or, you know, come forward and say or apologize if he has made someone feel uncomfortable? Absolutely. But if this is just another attempt to disqualify, you know, somebody who could be a solid candidate, I have a problem. I had a problem with that.
Are we shooting ourselves in the foot? Like, because at this point, okay, my thing is, look, it is definitely a little extra. Like, the sniffing of the hair, the close-knit, like, because he, like, will lean over, and he's tall. He's the woman, Lucy Flores, who was the first one that came out, spoke of him. She was running for lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
And she said that he was, you know, above her head and sniffed in her hair. And
okay, but is he sniffing?
Grabbed
is he,
her
like,
shoulder.
old, and he's like...
Well, you know, but see, that's the thing.
You know what I mean? Like, my grandfather be breathing, like...
But still, that being
awkwardly.
said...
It's like,
a man doing that to you from behind, touching your shoulders, sniffing your hair for whatever reason, I can understand feeling uncomfortable. That's not a problem to me. My question is why are you bringing it out publicly and not addressing him privately?
Right.
because it's a...
Because they're trying to disqualify. And so what are we...
disqualify.
But then what do we want?
No, but now,
we want somebody to win against Trump, but do we? Because
now it's the same reason we were upset with Jussie, the same reason we get upset with people who, you know what I mean, the boy who cried wolf. Like, Me Too is an important movement, but if you're sitting up here to use it for your gang now, and playing this card and ringing the bell on someone. And then it's funny you brought up those pictures before, too, because another one came up with, I forget what the woman's name is. It was a husband and wife.
Oh, yeah, the wife was standing behind her.
Yeah, and she came out to be like, it's a funny
shoulders.
picture. She's like, I could see it looking crazy.
Yeah.
She was like, but he literally was saying the most positive thing to me.
Yeah.
It just was the timing of the picture. So it's kind of media's fault, too, because if you take a picture out of context and you paint and you put it to a
soundtrack of hotness.
Exactly. Like, it's just
then it does actually.
This is the story. This is the direction that we're heading in, and it's just like, you know, the poor guy. I think he's handling it beautifully. Every comment that he has made has been one with class, dignity, and
taking responsibility.
How we should. Yeah. It's like, okay, I hear. He never doesn't discredit it. So it's like that. I think he's doing it. He's doing very well. Sorry. Keep on pushing to these women.
Yeah.
Why do y'all think that this is even something that we are going to, or enough people are trying to push in a time where culturally our current president behavior morally is so far left? Like, why would we be pushing so hard to be the pious, perfect version?
It's not. It's like the little. It's a what's it called? The syndrome. Blowhorn or whatever is it?
What's the horn?
No. I can't think of what it's called. Something whistle. But anyways, it's like right now. It's the oh, he did it, and that's the culture that we live in right now. So it's like, okay. R. Kelly, we just talked about R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, all these people. So Joe Biden's name gets thrown up, throw the darts. And it's almost like we're in this thing where it's like everyone just starts throwing darts right away. It's like, wait, why are we actually throwing the darts? You know? And I think it's a political, it's a media game that politicians are playing right now. That's what I think it is. Because, I mean, back in the day, if this was to happen, people would be like, what? The guy just put his hand on her. Like, it's not that big a deal. Yeah. Now it is a big deal.
Yeah, because it's a, takedown. Mm-hmm. Takedown. I just think, there are guilty parties definitely guilty parties. You know, R. Kelly is definitely one of them. Not ever going to sit here and pretend that I could support R. Kelly in any way. But, you know, there are some men who are not guilty, you know, who have not maliciously behaved in a way, you know, to discount or devalue a woman in any way. You know, and then the other piece of it is just like, you know, those women who lie. I mean, there are women who have lied, outright lied, you know? So it's so hard. This topic, my God, we have to do better. I mean, for those women who were definitely victimized, that's why it takes so long for anybody to ever come forward, because we have people who abuse the movement.
The privilege to come forward.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. But do you guys think that in a space where we're trying to be of progressivism, so to speak, whether it's in the Me Too movement or just in culture in general, that something of this nature should perhaps encourage Joe Biden to sit down? And that maybe his time has passed. And if we are really trying to move in a progressive space, that even though that's history and he can atone for that, he can apologize for that, but he is not necessarily a representation of what we want this progressive space to be. Do you think that?
Absolutely
possible?
not. I think that's, I believe people do think that way right now. But to me, this should push him more to be the candidate, because how he's handling it, you know, it's like, hey, I'll take ownership. Like, maybe that is creepy. Like, there's certain things people do that it's like, I don't really mess with that person because they'd be doing this all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, he's taking a mirror and now he's saying, maybe I am touching people like a little too close. Like, maybe, you know, I thought it was okay to go in and be like, hey girl, you know what I mean? Put my arm around her. Like, if he's owning up to that and he has done nothing wrong other than making people feel uncomfortable, like, some people's breath makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Some people's clothing choices make me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I'm not going to not work with them. I'm not going to not, you know.
What you trying to say?
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to not do these things with them. You know what I mean? It doesn't make them a bad person. So it's like, as long as he's owning up to that and saying, you know, he's not putting Cardi being drinks out here.
You know, all I can say,
because we'll give that one a Grammy.
Trump is the president of the United States of America. You guys put Trump in office, okay?
Not me.
She's talking to y'all.
Yeah.
Somebody out there.
White women.
Probably nobody watching this.
White women.
Maybe some.
Put Trump in office.
That's actually in a song by A.OK.
Yeah, because it's actually accurate.
Yeah, white women put Trump in office, and white women are going to have to put Trump out of office. And when you look at what's happening with Joe Biden, this is just white women fighting to decide whether or not they're going to vote for Trump again, or whether or not they want to put somebody like Biden in. You know, that's that's the only way that I could look at this, because there's just no logical thinking individual, in my opinion, would not do any and everything to get Trump out of office, especially with a candidate like former Vice President Joe Biden.
That's why it's so shocking that they would come forward. Like, and to come forward publicly. Like, I definitely think that there should have been conversations with Joe Biden about his behavior with these women. And many of these women obviously were Democrats in some way, which is why he was interacting with them and what have you. And I just can't understand. Well, I can, because they're trying to, you know, push forward Kamala or push forward Elizabeth Warren. Like, let's just vote for a woman because she didn't do this. But
well, we already had Hillary Clinton. What did you guys do? You failed at the polls. You failed miserably at the polls.
They sure did.
Okay.
On some
it's
haterade.
It was on some.
It was some white woman haterade going on.
It wasn't even the white woman haterade. It was like, okay, you have some white women who may not have worked in I don't know how many years, and their husband are the sole breadwinners, and they're, honey, you're not voting for Hillary, okay? You haven't worked since 1985. You're going to get in that voting booth, and you're going to pull the trigger for that guy,
Keep our taxes. Keep our taxes where they're at.
Okay? So all that little fun stuff that you were talking with your girlfriends about voting for Hillary, that's not going to happen, not if you want to keep sleeping here.
Oh. Where? What in the Tyler Perry special was that?
Okay. I feel like that's a good Lifetime movie right there, with the ladies like ladies for Hillary, and they think they voting for Hillary, and then they all sneak in and go, oh, honey, because husband was going to be
Becky
upset.
goes home, and Joseph wasn't having that.
It's crazy. Crazy.
That's a mess. All right.
Crazy.
Well, that is crazy, but we will continue to follow all the exciting developments that go on in this crazy race that we'll be dealing with for the next year and a half. But speaking of crazy races and crazy things that were going on, we got some behind the scenes scoop highlights and whatnots from the NAACP Image Awards, from what I heard.
Yes.
Miss
The
Tanisha
50th.
wins. Yes,
The
it was
50th.
50 years, guys.
50 years of the NAACP Image Awards, celebrating Black excellence,
Yes.
you know, cultivating Black excellence. And 50 years, you have Black journalists who have been at the helm, on the front lines of making sure the NAACP Image Awards got all the beautiful exposure that it needed. Well, you guys, this year, Black media was not happy with the way they were treated at the NAACP Image Awards in terms of the credentialing process. The NAACP Image Awards, or the NAACP, hired Sunshine Sachs. Sunshine Sachs is a PR firm to do all the clearances, media clearances for the NAACP Image Awards. Sunshine Sachs has also done clearances for Tribeca Film Festival in New York City and the Golden Globes here in LA. Those are the only two that I can name because those are the only two times that I have gone through Sunshine Sachs to get cleared. So when I credentialed in, I've been on the red carpet for the NAACP Image Awards since probably 2013, 2014. Always on the red carpet. And this year, I was not on the red carpet. I was told that there was not room for my outlet, which is blackinamerica.com, which is a syndicated outlet with HBCUconnect.com and blackwomenconnect.com. And this year, they did not have room for us on the red carpet. So I was just like, okay, great. Well, you may not have room for us on the red carpet, but is there time allotted prior to the actual red carpet show? Because typically they will give you some, depending on how big the activation is, like for the Golden Globes, you can access the Golden Globes red carpet the night before, the day before, and the morning of the Globes, up until the live red carpet starts. And that's the same thing with the Oscars, because I've been covering the Oscars for the past 5 years as well. Well, not only did the NAACP, I'm not going to say NAACP Image Awards, but Sunshine Sachs did not clear myself and a lot of Black outlets for the red carpet, but there was not time allotted for us to do any drops, tosses, teases, stand-ups. And these are the things that we do to like cue the show, to tease the show. It looks really beautiful in our news packages when we go to, you know, post them in our online content or our television content. So that was a blower. And then the other piece is they were like, we have room for you in the media room, but in the media room, you will only be cleared for one person. So in other times with other activations, you are also allowed to bring one other camera person inside of the media room. Well, there was no cameras allowed, so they said in the Q&A area of the media room, because there was no room. But of course, when I arrived, if you pushed everybody together who was seated, you had like at least 2 and 3 rows of empty seats, you know, and people were filming on their cameras. And then the other piece of this issue regarding Black media, you know, and this is hearsay, but according to my colleagues, a few of my colleagues who were cleared to be on the actual red carpet, Black talent who, you know, in the infancy of their career, relied on Black media elevating them and pushing them through to, you know, a high level in their career. Now, these same Black media were ignoring these same journalists on the red carpet, and this is just a problem.
Wait, they were hosts, like journalists, you said?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so Black journalists who were on the red carpet for the NAACP Image Awards felt like they were being ignored by Black talent on the red carpet.
Which has been consistent with some other awards. So we're having this conversation again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's kind of sad to be having it at the NAACP
right,
Image
and the 50th,
Awards,
because
of all places. You know, we expect to be slighted. We're not surprised by slights from other organizations. But how the NAACP Image Awards gonna slight black folks?
Yeah.
Like how? How is that even?
The NAACP, not TV One, which airs,
Aired it, yeah.
but the NAACP. I want to be very clear. It was not TV One who had anything to do with the red carpet. It was the NAACP who hired.
The PR company.
Yeah,
Sunshine.
thank you. So we got to do better. We have got to do better. There were veteran journalists who were like, "This is an outrage.
Yeah.
This is an outrage."
I don't even know. Like, what do you do with that? Like,
carpets are a tricky situation because it's so. A lot of the times unorganized. The spaces sometimes. I know this was the first year it was actually at this
at
venue,
the
right?
Dome. I've been on carpets that run very smooth,
Yep.
Yeah.
that are very organized. This is Hollywood. This is a high-level activation. There's money on the line. This is press. So that whole not being organized, no. I've been on carpets that are super organized down to the letter. I work with publicists that are like, that is your spot. Do not move. If, in fact, there is a spot that is opening or no one has showed up, I will move you. I have been on carpets. The problem is, once upon a time, as a black journalist, you felt like you would have carte blanche in which you would consider your own house.
Yeah.
And your own house are activations like the NAACP Image Awards, American Black Film Festival, which now has ABFF honors, founded by Jeff Friday, Urban World Film Festival. I was at Urban World Film Festival 2 summers ago, and this is exactly what happened. We're on the red carpet for the first title, which was Queen Sugar, right? Mm-hmm. The second title was Marshall. And what typically happens is the publicist will do a full sweep after each title. Like, okay, Queen Sugar, that's all done. Everybody out. They'll sweep it, and then everybody has to come in, and sometimes it'll be different assignments. Well, this didn't happen. If you were there for Queen Sugar, you maintained your space, which was great. And you were just waiting around for Marshall. So we were all there for Marshall, super excited. Oh my God, Kate Hudson is going to be at Urban World Film Festival in New York City. What? I cannot believe this. Amazing, right? So we're all in position. In comes Entertainment Tonight. In comes Entertainment Tonight, and guess what? Black media, who was in the number 1, number 2, and number 3, everybody had to move down to accommodate Entertainment Tonight. That's a problem.
well,
And the kings and the queens come in.
well.
they
Devil's
would not-
advocate. Entertainment Tonight is money,
It's like
and it's
views, followers.
It's money,
And it's the same at every carpet with that. Even like you used to be seeing ET Canada, you're like, excuse me, y'all got 3 ETs up here.
Like, what is going on? But that being said, I do
you
not
have to
understand.
do better. You just cannot. You cannot.
I don't see how you can to remove or disregard black media, even if it's not Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Entertainment Tonight wants to get their platforms and all that. They are entitled to that. But to not give presence or honor black media at all is just repulsive and
which is
unacceptable.
interesting because I thought
Get there
it was
early.
opposite
Get
for
there on
NAACP
time.
this year.
Get there on time. And you know what?
I was
It would've
surprised
been-
I
here's
saw
the
a lot
thing.
more different names on there that I hadn't.
For
I feel like
NAACP?
that I had
Well, you know
never
why?
seen on the carpet.
You know
before.
why?
I was like, why?
Because Beyonce and JayZ were honored,
Yeah.
and the black movies did so well this year, and there's Black is in right now,
So
so
they
they're
like-
like, oh,
Wait,
we
I
will
want to just
cover
take it back
it.
one quick second, though, to the Entertainment Tonight at Urban World Film Festival. It would have gone, but first of all, get there on time. Get there when everybody else gets there. And when you do come and just bulldoze through our activation, at least have a black correspondent.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah,
like
at least.
let's
I mean, if you
hire
gotta
some
move
black
down,
journalists and
yeah,
make
like, come
that
on,
happen.
this is ridiculous.
And it'll be much better that way.
I'm
But
definitely available Entertainment Tonight.
holla at us
Yes.
all over here. But we will celebrate the positive things that came out of the NAACP Image Awards. It was a great night. It was the 50th celebration. JayZ and Beyonce won awards for the evening.
And it would have been great if they came to the media room.
It would have been great, but they're also JayZ and Beyonce. So.
Well, JayZ is from the hood too, and you understand the significance
he's
of
long removed.
No, still, no, I don't care.
I mean, you cannot care, but it's facts. It's life. You know?
All his music is about that experience.
It is
so
true.
It's just like
because you got to sell
support
something.
the experience. So come on, you're not that removed when all your music is about that.
Well, he was setting up trust funds for the babies, and he received the President's Award for his work in the community, which is great. And Beyonce received an Entertainer of the Year award, and the whole darn theater went apeshit when they came
That's
in.
my song.
So it was, they did that thing. So we do thank the NAACP Awards for continuing in honoring Black excellence. We would just like you guys to honor the excellence of Black journalists a little bit better.
Yeah.
Do better next time. Do better next year. All right?
But do check out Black Hollywood Live's interviews, because
yes.
I was actually shocked at
we got
Ray
some good people.
Issa
Issa still supports the BHL when she was here
Mbaku
first.
Came down.
You know, we got a few good ones. We got who we had. Ashley and Daryl were on the carpet, so you guys.
But look what Daryl shows up for.
I know he shows up for the glamorous red carpets, but he did not show up to work in the studio today. But that's fine because we'll find him at some point.
I saw Daryl and Ashley both backstage in the media room where I was, in my beautiful gold gown that should have been on a red carpet.
Hey, amen to that. It was beautiful. Y'all should check her out on her Instagram, because where can they find it, girl?
On my Twitter, it's Tanisha_Grant. On my Instagram, it is all three names, Tanisha Laverne Grant. You guys know the line. If you can say Sarah Jessica Parker, you can say Tanisha Laverne Grant.
Esquire.
All right. And where can they find you, Jesse?
Literally everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
And
Boom.
I'm all over the universe at Stewart Starlet.
Come on,
make sure
universe.
you guys, this whole universe is just all mine. You guys can also make sure you follow us at BHL online, because we want you to follow us as well. Make sure you subscribe to this little video that you've been watching and come and comment. Y'all been real great in the comments. I appreciate it. Your input has been wonderful. We appreciate you. Keep the conversation going. Keep talking, and we will hopefully catch you right here again next week. Peace.
Bye.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.